if they want to.
And welcome to Let 'Em Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo.
And I'm Miss Joan Marie Musi.
And we welcome our guest, Elizabeth Tryon, to Let Them Talk. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. We're going to be talking about your music and about music in general and, you know, the trajectory of a life of a musician and from opera to pop and back again. And it'll be very interesting. We'll play some of your music later on. Maybe we can even talk you into singing something for us.
Oh, my goodness.
But anyway, welcome to Let Them Talk, and Elizabeth, and maybe we'll start by asking you about where, what you do, what kind of music do you do? I don't like to ask people their genres. Some folks don't even like to think that their music fits in any genre. You know, it's made up by some
can't be pigeonholed.
It's very hard
somewhere,
for artists to
exactly.
describe themselves.
So, how would you describe your music?
Well, I describe myself as a pop classical singer, somewhat similar to Josh Groban or Sarah Brightman, if you're familiar with them, because I was trained as a classical singer, and I really am an opera singer, really. But also, I grew up obviously listening to pop music and loving pop music and writing my own songs. So, so I write pop songs and I sing pop songs as well. So I had to really train myself to be able to do both classical and pop music.
Now, where did you go to school? Did you go to college in the music department, or?
I did. I went to Indiana University School of Music, which is in Bloomington, Indiana, and it's like this music school in the middle of the, you know, the farmland, Indiana. And so they have a big opera house there, which is kind of strange. And so,
but great for the people of Indiana.
Right? That's right. They get the culture
out there. They needed some culture out there.
They get a lot of culture there.
Something besides The Music Man, which was a great play, but they wanted something else.
Right. And there's the Opry, I guess, not that far away, which is where they do country. But this is really the opera with the big, you know, opera house. And so I trained there. But then I came back here. I study now with teachers from the Metropolitan Opera. So I've actually sung in the Metropolitan Opera, but in the basement. So I'm trying to work my way up, you know, gradually. There's a lot of floors, so I'm trying to, you know, just keep getting up.
Where do you perform in New York, you know, as far as where people can see you and everything? I know that you can talk about that. Go ahead.
Well, I will be performing at Feinstein's at the Regency, Lowe's Regency Hotel, and that's going to be on August 2nd and August 16th, and that's going to be my own solo show where I combine, well, I really talk about sort of how I became a songwriter, and I sing classical songs, some classical stuff. I also sing a few of my own original songs, and then I also sing some of the great American songbook, you know, Gershwin and Cole Porter and Rodgers and Hart. And
now, do you talk in your show, or you just sing one song after another?
I do. And my show is, I try to make it have a little bit of an arc to it, you know, give a little bit of suspense and drama and everything. So I tried to make it into almost a little bit of like a Broadway show type thing, although it's only an hour-long show. So I've tried to do that. And I'm actually was directed by Joel Vigg, who is a phenomenal director. He was on Broadway himself in Hairspray, and he's directed so many notable cabaret people. And so he said that he liked it because it had like a story arc to it, you know, that it really does tell the story of how I came to write my own songs and actually use them.
Oh, so it has a whole biography.
So it's a little bit of a biography. And I didn't really want to, you know, I didn't really want to use my own songs because, I mean, who wants to use their own material, right? I guess some people do. But, you know, I was always very nervous about doing that. So I was sort of, necessity was the mother of making me do that. But now I'm glad I did. So.
Great. Well, how about we just go and play one of your your music video.
That would be awesome.
Right, and some folks can see who you are, and then we can get an idea who you are.
And while Paul's setting it up, why don't you tell people what your website is so they can check out more, see the dates in case they forgot.
Fantastic. Yes, my website is www.elizabethtryon.com. That's all one word. Tryon is spelled Tryon. It's like the easiest, park. Exactly, like Fort Tryon Park, or, you know, Tryon. It's a very easy name. And this is a song, this video is a song I wrote, and it was filmed at Fordham University in the Bronx, where we discovered we all have Fordham roots. He was teacher at Fordham, and your dad went to Fordham.
So one of my friends' kids went to Fordham. I spent a lot of time up in the Bronx visiting.
Here we go.
walking today, master of the game. You don't have to try. All eyes are on you, but no one sees through to you inside. You think I'll watch while you're fooling them all. Now that we've touched for only a moment. Now that I know the man that you are. Feel the fire that sleeps inside as it ignites when I'm here with you. See the passion in your eyes whenever you're there, anywhere. I know it's true. You try to pretend nothing happened. You want it that way. Try keeping it cool, but love's getting to you, gives you away. You think you treat me like everyone else, but longing speaks with every word, every moment, and suddenly you're not sure of yourself. Feel the fire that sleeps inside as it ignites when I'm here with you. See the passion in your eyes whenever you're there, anywhere. I know it's true. Can't let this be forgotten. Can't go back to my life before. Let's live our dreams together. 'Cause what else are we living for? Feel the fire that sleeps inside as it ignites when I'm here with you. See the passion in your eyes whenever you're there, anywhere. I know it's true. Feel the fire that sleeps inside as it ignites when I'm here with you. See the passion in your eyes whenever you're there, anywhere. I know it's true.
All right.
All right.
Soon to be a dance hit.
There you go. I hope so.
Elizabeth Tryon, thank you for that. It was wonderful.
Thank you for playing.
And again, you'll be at Feinstein's at Lowe's Regency, which is coming up on 61st Street and Park Avenue, and that's on August 2nd and 16th. So
At
folks
8:30.
can check that out.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that piece of music.
Well, I wrote that song.
What's it called, by the way?
It's called Fire Inside. And I wrote it, and then really wanted to make a music video out of it, because that was the song that was actually on the radio. It was on the FMQB national radio, which is 100 stations throughout the country, and on those 100 stations it competes with all the big stars' songs, and it actually charted in the top 10 in the Hot 100 for those.
Congratulations.
Thank you, because there's a separate chart for just those
For
stations.
that station,
And
yeah.
so it did, and it charted at number 7. So exciting. And then so we really wanted to make a music video, and so we made it at Fordham, because my dad works at Fordham, so we were able to
That's
get the
good.
location. And then we used like the Fordham dance team, were the dancers who were so
all right.
brilliant.
It's
Right.
so great.
And
Wow.
and then we basically we managed to get filming equipment that was actually from a television show, and signed it out, and
Oh, cool.
managed to get it over there. So it's really remarkable that the whole
Wow.
thing worked
Yeah,
as well
that's
as it
interesting.
did.
How
But
you-
Fordham is a
tell-
beautiful
yeah.
location.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
such a
Yeah.
great campus
I don't think
up
I've
there
seen
in
a
the
music
Bronx.
video done there, and it was great to see it there. I mean, and it's such a great location.
It's a great
as we were
location.
just saying,
Beautiful.
Yeah,
just saying.
it's very beautiful.
Tell us a little bit about the making of the video. What was that like?
It was intense because we only had one day.
Go back to the whole idea of the inception of the video idea, the music video idea.
Well, I get this great director whose name is Zina Brown, and he is a phenomenal director here in New York City. and he has some friends who are very experienced cinematographers, and so they agreed to do my video basically on a ridiculous shoestring budget, and they're not afraid of anything. They're not intimidated by anything. So
They turned on
can't
that
be an
smoke
epicist.
machine. And
Yeah, right.
yeah, so he brought in a smoke machine, and
Right.
they start unloading, and and Dad, who got us permission to use the place, was like, I thought it was just going to be a couple of guys with a little mini cam.
you singing.
And he was terrified when they got the smoke machine, because he's like, they're going to set off the fire alarms, like there's going to be water damage, so he was really nervous about that.
Right, and I know Keating Hall, and I used to teach there at FWFUV in radio course and in the communication department, and that central area is almost like a church. It's almost like a sacred space, the way it's treated normally.
It
when you're
is,
there.
it is,
So it's
yeah.
very Madonna-esque of you to be
Thank you.
be carried in
shoots
such
are always,
into the church,
and
Even she
shoots-
couldn't get that.
Shoots are always more
know.
complicated than people think they are.
They're-
They
yeah.
think that it just all sort of magically comes together,
You're right.
but actually each detail has to be
Yeah.
meticulously planned and covered and shot from different angles, and
You're right.
do it again and again and again. And
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And it took
could
like
be a long
16
day.
hours.
Yeah, okay.
You're absolutely right, though. You're absolutely right. And we were lucky we got it done in the time that we had, because we only had one day to do it.
sure, and if you don't get everything, you blow your whole thing.
Exactly.
So you need a good director who can be flexible and yet follow the plan. So
And the cameramen were amazing, because one man actually, he was standing on like a chair videoing, he fell off of the chair. We had this crash, and he just stayed there filming.
never let go.
Never
right?
let go of the camera, nothing. And then he said, oh,
That's
there's a
a
good
pro.
angle.
They do. That's what they do.
And
yeah.
so that's why there's an angle with him under me. It was because he discovered that through
By
falling
lying on the
off the
floor.
chair. And he's like, oh, now I'm on the floor, and there's a great angle here, so I'm going to keep shooting.
That's a professional. for
so
you.
We're
after
getting
I
a
said-
call.
yeah.
I mean, would you like to try? We could try the call. I mean, I'll cut them off. Tell me to cut them off. I can't always hear, okay? But if you're a real serious call, we're really looking forward to it, all right? So, you are on. Go ahead. There you go.
Hello?
Hello.
No,
No,
there's
we
nobody
lost them.
there.
Sorry about that.
It might have been from the.
Try again. Waited too long. How about you? Are you on?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Speak up loudly, please.
Am I on the air?
Yes,
Yes.
you're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you. Everybody can.
Yeah, baby, I got words in my stool.
Yeah.
He loved the video.
He loved the video.
So
Good. Thank
enthusiastic.
you. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. All right. Well, it's good. You have fans already.
Well, wow.
Right here on
That's
TV land.
really great.
So one thing I want to ask about that I like to ask different artists about is the idea of collaboration, because you need musicians, you need the directors, you need all these people. What is your experience in working with?
Well, I haven't ever really written songs with other people, but I would like to. I actually got the opportunity to meet, Billy Steinberg, who's one of the great songwriters. The Steinberg-Kelly songwriting team, they've written like Virgin for Madonna and True Colors and so many other things. And I got to meet him in his office in LA. And he said someday maybe we'd work together. And oh my goodness, I think I'd have to, I don't know, I'd have to be tied down or something, because I'd be floating the whole time. But that would be really super cool.
Right.
But I worked with a wonderful, actually Grammy-winning producer, Scott Jacoby, right here in New York, and another producer up in the Boston area, Anthony Resta, and they're phenomenal. I mean, I think they bring so much to because I write the basic song, but then they come in and say, this would sound even better if there was this effect or this instrument, and the way that they layer effects. And Anthony is a phenomenal percussionist, so the percussion
Are
he
you
does.
prepared to be in the next American Idol?
Sure,
You're
bring it
prepared
on.
for that?
Yes,
Bring it on. You're
I'm
ready?
prepared. I'm
the
ready.
paparazzi.
I'm
You've
ready.
been watching the TV lately. There's been a
That's
lot of
okay.
paparazzi operations. Although Fox is going down, so we might not. If
might
the
not have
post
to
isn't
deal.
here, you might not have that. But somehow, I think in New York, you'll have
It's
our
gonna
buddies. A
survive,
lot of our
yeah.
friends are the paparazzi photographers, so we'll make sure we give them your address.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I
Okay.
appreciate it. I
All
appreciate
right.
that. That's
They'll
really
be
nice
waiting
of you.
outside your door for you every morning.
That's very thoughtful.
But we're
of you.
hoping that you'll reach that stardom, because you're a wonderful personality, and we love talking to you, and it was great to hear your music. It's very, very good. And
Thank you.
so tell us a little bit more about yourself and about your history. What
Yeah, where are
was
you
it
from
like? Yeah.
originally?
Well, I grew up in Westchester County, so just north of the Bronx.
Okay.
And stayed there until I went to Indiana University. school of music, then came back, left early, came back here, infiltrated the Metropolitan Opera.
Now, have you done tours?
Right.
I was sung in Greece.
Nice.
Somebody said they thought it was the musical Greece, but it was the country Greece.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
there's two
Now,
different.
Tell me about opera, because I grew up in an Italian family, so opera was what we
Right.
were all about. And I was from childhood on brought to the opera, and members of my family always had season tickets at the Met and
Cool.
talked about it. And if Carmen was playing, then the world
Oh,
stopped.
Oh my.
And they went to see it. All right, opera was
can you do?
important to the many members of my family. So tell us a little bit about your association with opera. I mean, to me, it was in the blood, so I
Right.
had no escape from it.
Italian, you can't
Yeah,
help. You can't help
it's
it.
there forever.
No, I really didn't know anything about opera, and I just, when I was 9, my school music teacher was making us all do that, all sing scales and everything. And so she told me that I was an opera singer, and I had no. I mean, I was like,
Didn't even know
I'm
what
a
she meant.
what? Yeah, it was a really strange thing for somebody to say, and so she said,
But
"That's
she
what
was
you
pretty
are."
wise,
And
right?
she was a very wise woman, and so she took me when I was 10. She took me to see
What
my
is it
first
that she
opera.
saw? What is it that she saw that makes? How do you tell an opera singer?
I don't know, because people say that you can't really tell when they're that young, because obviously I didn't sing like I do
Right.
now after years of training and everything. But somehow I
I
was
wonder if
always
it was
able to
range
sing.
or-
I think it was probably range, because I did have a large range. I was able to,
And opera
easily
singers
do
are famous for their range, from going very low to
Yeah.
very loud and high and stuff.
Yeah, and I had a loud voice. I always had a loud voice. Kids would make fun of me because I would, they would be singing and I'd be singing, but mine was really loud. And I mean, people would just be like,
Sure.
"What,
That's
what,
nice.
what
Yeah,
is
right.
that?" And, so I would try
Right.
to tone it down because I mean, it was just
Right.
weird.
Now, what was
So-
the first opera
yeah.
she took you to?
She took me, when I was 10, she took me to the Met to see Placido Domingo and Kathleen Battle in The Elixir of Love. And I was just shocked because she was like, "Well, that's what you're going to do." And I was like, I don't know if that's really what,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, it's in a different language, and I don't, it's really loud. It's even louder than what I was doing, by a
Sure.
lot. And I thought, I don't know. I mean, it just seems, it just seems strange. But then she kept bugging me, and a few years later she had me take voice lessons, and then I sung my first aria, and I just really liked it. It felt good.
Did you sing in Italian or in German or any other language?
Now
operatic
I
language? Oh, you do?
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, of course then I didn't know anything
How
about
do you do? Do you actually study Latin?
Yeah.
I mean, study Italian and study, so you know the
Yeah,
words. that
opera
you're singing.
singers, they have to study Italian, French, German, and depending on your voice type,
Right.
some you have to study Russian. I didn't have to do that, which is
For Russian
which is
operas.
kind
Not
of-
even- they're Russian operas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my God! Not just political ones.
No,
but
yeah, right.
I know.
Yeah,
They
right.
have Chinese
You
operas.
have Chinese
too, 'cause
political
I saw
operas you
one.
could be doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
pretty
a
amazing.
lot of opera.
Fascinating, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite
What
a
is
Well,
it
it
about
had
the
in
opera
common
style? It's a
this
story.
incredible sets and
Yeah,
costume. It had that
Yeah.
same sort of pageantry about
Yeah.
it.
yeah. China is quite big with opera.
Yeah.
yeah.
What is it about opera? What is so exciting about opera?
I think. Well, then I started to love it after I sung my
It's
first
persisted
aria.
so many years. I mean, people,
Oh,
there
yeah.
are a million jokes of people, and when I was as a child taken to the opera, the joke was always, "Oh, we'll wake you up if you fall asleep in your seat." But I never did.
That's good.
But I sort of understood what they meant. But what is it about opera that has persisted through the ages?
I think one of the most wonderful things about opera is that it's like nothing else. I mean, you sing it without a microphone, first of all. And when I sing for kids, that's what I love, is because they're shocked that you can do that with your voice. And they come up and say, you're wearing a microphone. You have a microphone. You can't. It's
think
not
it's
possible.
hidden,
They
right.
think it's hidden and everything.
To fill that huge 2,000, 3,000 person.
Yeah, and they're like,
space.
you can't do that. And I'm like, did you know, people can do this with their voice, and they never knew that was possible. So I really like that, and just the idea of what you can do with your voice. I mean, because then I heard Natalie Dessay, who's a great opera singer at the Met, and the way that she would make her voice ring, and literally I'd be, sitting at the Met in the very high, balcony at the cheap seats, and it sounded like it was raining down on me from the ceiling. I mean, and I knew it was coming from her, but it didn't sound like it was coming from her. It was coming
Right.
from the room.
It always
all
filled
over
the
it.
room.
Oh my goodness! And that was just so
Wow.
amazing that you can.
I know
do
this.
that.
We didn't really plan this or ask you to prepare anything, but could you just demonstrate something for us?
All right.
Is
Well,
that possible? I know it's you
need
can
to
say
stand
no and
up?
feel fine about that.
I can sit down.
Yeah.
I guess. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's too loud. I don't want to be too.
That's okay. I'll get over here and control
No. All
the
right.
mics.
I'll sing something more quiet. I was gonna. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. This is from La Boheme. Okay.
All right.
Beautiful.
That was a little quieter than I don't want to do like.
No, I had to
Why
pull
does
the-
that show
I had
some
to pull down the
range,
mics.
right?
Yeah. No, I
And
did
the,
have to
you
pull
know,
the
the
mics down
difference
for that.
between
That
that
was
and the
amazing. yeah.
video, and that's
Great,
fantastic.
thank you again.
Oh,
By the
my-
way, we didn't get a chance. We usually give clap. Thank you, and it's quite a treat for the video audience. So.
Well, let's tell
Definitely.
people again how to find out more about you, find out where you're going to be, and all of that.
Well, my website, www.elizabethtryon.com. Again, Tryon is spelled Tryon, Tryon. And I'm going to be at Feinstein's at Lowe's Regency Hotel, which is Park Avenue, 61st Street. And it's a really nice nightclub. And I'm going to be there August 2nd and August 16th at 8:30. So that's going to be
Right.
cool. I'm doing a whole
Doing
whole
both,
show.
right?
Well, we're doing both
Classical and
and pop, and make it
Standards. And,
accessible. Yeah. It's a
I'll
fun
try. Let's try again because somebody's calling, and sometimes it's worth it.
Okay.
So, hello, you're on.
Hello?
Hello, you're on. I'm sorry.
Oh,
No,
we hang up on them?
by accident.
Okay.
Hello, you're on.
Hello?
Hello.
No.
No. How about over here? Hello, you're on.
No, that's a
No.
Delta.
Well, thanks for calling anyway.
Thanks for calling anyway. I'm really sorry about that.
You have to be really
All right.
patient when you
No, we
call
have-
because it takes us a while
Yeah,
to
you have to be
notice that you're
patient.
there.
Although it seems like they're there, but no, I guess
Well,
not.
he has to reach all the way over there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it could
all
be.
of that.
I have to reach over to get you, so you have to give me. And there's 8.5 seconds delay, so.
Also, right.
Right, so
it's
you
on
can't just
TV.
like expect to be on with
You have
us.
to turn your TV down too if
Way
you're
down,
going to call.
right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Because
Oh,
otherwise
Alright.
it feeds back.
Try again if you
Oh,
want,
wow.
but remember the 8.5-second delay.
There's a
See,
lot.
it's not
Okay.
easy to call in.
considerations.
It's really
That's
quite a
right.
process.
It's not-
of-
yeah, it's
it's a
not-
whole. You have
Here
to
we
be
go again,
determined and.
Maybe it'll do it. Hello, you're on.
Hello?
Go ahead. No. Hello?
Hello? It's a recording.
It's a recording. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
well.
We tried. All right, but let's go. We have a few more minutes, so let's talk about pop because we showed your pop music. We heard your opera music.
Yeah,
How
what
do
are
they-
your influences?
Well, yeah.
Definitely Madonna. Maybe, when we filmed it in a church, so maybe get the Madonna influence.
She
like
never
that.
could do that.
She
You
would
beat
never
her.
do such a.
You beat her on that one. All right, and you did a wonderful job of it.
Thank you.
Right. You know,
Certainly.
take that with somebody with a Jesuit education. So that was great.
That's right. Yeah, you went to Fordham Prep. You
I
did,
went to
right?
Fordham Prep.
Wow,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
So you know
And-
about.
And my
all
brother
that.
went to Georgetown. So.
Oh my goodness.
and-
Wow. Well, yeah, Madonna, certainly all the 80s pop greats, Billy Joel. And I believe Billy Joel also plays classical, music. I got to
Music
meet him
as
at a
well.
concert. He was playing one of his classical songs. I was like, oh, Mr. Joel, like, can I drool on you? And certainly the Beatles, ABBA,
Which of your producers? I just was looking at your website. One of your producers used to work for Elton John, or work with Elton
Yes.
John?
Anthony Resta, who's the producer up in the Boston area,
Mm-hmm.
he's worked with Elton John quite a bit. I think they still sometimes work together. And he
Right.
said when Elton came into the studio, they had to preset M&Ms at like every spot that he would be. So like
He
if
loves
he's
those
he
M&Ms,
apparently so they're like he might be by the piano, so we're gonna
Loves
put some
those.
M&Ms there because he just
Right.
reached for them random.
Absolutely.
Oh my God,
Excellent.
I'd be so fat if I were a
Wow. I would love to. Yeah. I would love to see you and Elton John together. That would be an interesting
That would
duet.
be
I think
really-
you guys
Oh,
that
how
would
fun.
great.
Oh,
right?
I would love that. I would love it because he
yes.
has all these pictures of himself with Elton John, and so
Yeah,
it'd be so
right.
nice. I got to meet Run DMC's manager came in, not Run
Oh.
DMC
Right.
himself, but his manager.
Would you
came
go
in
as
at the
far as to
studio.
do rap?
Some people have said they'd like to do, just like a loop of my doing opera,
Oh,
and
that's
I'd
an
love to.
interesting
That would be
idea.
so
I like
fun.
that.
And you said it's a
yeah.
sampling in a
Oh
rap,
yeah,
hip hop song.
That
or
would be
something
so cool.
like
I'd
that.
love to do that.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
great
And
idea.
it's just like that song "In the Jungle," that's on the
Right.
Lion King and everything.
Sure.
And the Tokens did it, and they have the opera singer singing
Oh, very
in the
good,
background.
yeah.
I love that. I
Right.
think that's so cool.
Well,
That's
tell us
cool.
more about about your songs, about your pop songs. How do you write a pop song? How do you go about the process of writing?
Well, I wrote my first one just because, like I explained in my show, because I had to. There was sort of like a misunderstanding that this producer that I had tracked down, literally like tracked him down and got a meeting with him, and he expected me to bring in a song. So I was forced
like, oh, I
to
better
like
write
write exactly. So that was kind of how I wrote my first. So it was
Pressure
more
is
adrenaline.
great for creativity.
Exactly,
isn't it?
pressure, fear.
Yeah.
So
Right, you got to do it now.
exactly,
Right.
and that really motivates you. It really makes things simple.
Sure.
And what was the first song?
The first song is a song called "I Want to Know," and I'm gonna sing that at my show.
All right, so come see
so
it.
you can come see the show. And yeah, but I think it's just I've always loved music, and if you love music and you just sort of play around with it,
Sure.
because it's just I think it's very playful writing songs.
Now, do you play an instrument at all? Or?
I do. I play piano.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just
great.
kind of mess around and
Right.
see whatever you like.
Now,
and-
do you ever
and-
play with in a show or?
Accompany yourself.
Well, I have, and I used to do, I used to play like in church when I was younger and accompany people a little bit, and I get so nervous to play piano like in public because somehow singing is not as scary because I don't know, it's like it's in me, but if I'm playing, then that's like another thing. So I'd be like afraid of the piano. I'd be like, piano, like don't, let's have no like fooling around. Because sometimes the notes stick, or if you have, because you're always playing a different piano, depending
So
on
It's
you
where
don't
not
know
like carrying an
technically.
instrument.
Yeah, you're not like
around.
carrying violin
You have to
Yeah.
respond. You have to. It's somebody else. Do they tune it? Does their tuner know what what
Yeah,
they're doing?
and the notes,
Is
it
there-
feels different, because some
Yeah,
pianos
sure.
are very sticky, some pianos are very
Sure.
gentle. So I would be like panicked. I'd be like, can I try your piano before? I mean,
right.
and so,
Is there time before the
exactly. I'd be like
Right, to know.
sweating. So
Right.
I did take the lessons and everything, and I write on the piano, but
Okay.
I don't have to perform.
They're trying again. Maybe we'll give it a shot. Hello, you're on.
What are your kids?
Oh, I guess not. I'm
recording.
sorry about that.
Oh, well.
So
We're gonna
why
drop
don't
it.
we tell people again where you're going to be in August?
The August 2nd, August 16th at Feinstein's at Lowe's Regency Hotel. It's a super nice nightclub, and I'll be there at 8:30, August 2nd, 16th. And my website is www.elizabethtryon.com.
All right.
All right, very good.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
thank you. We got about a minute left. Anything you'd like to add to our viewers?
No, just thanks for having me. You guys have been really supportive.
Are you
and
working on
thank
any
you.
new songs? Are you working on?
I am. I'm always working on new songs, always. So I hope to have some new recordings
What do you
next
write
month.
best when you're at home, like over a cup of tea?
Oh,
do you
gosh.
like it noisy? Do you like it quiet?
I've written everywhere from like the car repair shop to like on a boat to like on the
Right.
subway. It's sort of you have to carry something with you all the time because
Right.
if you think
'Cause
of
if
something,
think of
you'll
it,
forget it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get it down.
Exactly. It's hard sometimes if you don't have paper,
Great. Well, a few more seconds. I don't know what else. There's so much I want to ask. Any last second advice to young singers out there and songwriters?
I guess just keep working at it, because
Yeah, don't give up. Right?
yeah, don't give up. Don't give up because the key is persistence. I think that's the main
Thank you
ingredient.
very much, Elizabeth Tryon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys so much.